I'm here with my boy Tyler Buterball. Wow, I am green as all get out today.
You blend in with the light in the back.
That's what I was just looking at on the live stream. I'm like, I'm blending.
St. Patty's was last week.
I am a chameleon. How we doing, Tyler?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, there's still more chaos going on in the NFL right now. I mean, shocker.
We want chaos.
We want chaos.
It's more for us to talk about, so
Exactly.
I love it.
We need more stuff to talk about. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
not like there's anything else going on. And
is there like a big event, sporting event?
Thursday?
Sports. I think there's something going on. I'll have to check my schedule.
Well, we're going to dive right into it. We're going to be talking NFL, NCAA second chance tournament, and, hopefully, our social media guru, the lovely M, is doing her thing and letting everybody know that we're out there. If not, you can hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at BlowTWhistle1. That's BLOWTWHISTLE1. Let us know your comments, your thoughts, and, of course, we can't forget about the greatest segment in all of entertainment. You're killing me, Smalls. But breaking news today, Tyler.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill is on his way down to South Beach, ladies and gentlemen.
He is heading to Miami. He now making him the highest paid receiver in the NFL, signing a 4-year, $120 million extension with $72.2 million guaranteed. I kind of not too surprised by this.
I mean, we're going to give our boy Brando the credit that he deserves. He does deserve credit. He did say this was going to happen once they signed Patrick Mahomes to that big contract, so it's not surprising they couldn't extend Tyreek the way they wanted to, and he got all butthurt about it and was like,
it came down to keeping him or Kelsey, and
I want to go somewhere else.
I want to go to the beach, play with the alligators.
And honestly, I think that Kelsey and Mahomes have a better chemistry together.
Yeah, and in this league, it's kind of hard to get your a top tight end. And so if you have yourself a fantastic tight end, you want to hold on to him. Like, you can find another speedy receiver. Not saying anything against Tyreek Hill, fantastic receiver, but we've seen in the combine, there's a lot of speedy receivers coming into this draft that the Chiefs can pick up. And not to mention they have another first-round pick this year.
That being said, their wide receiver core isn't as bad as everybody wants to make it out to be.
It's not terrible.
You have Juju Smith. You have Kelsey.
Pringle's gone. Pringle's to Chicago.
Andrew, who was the kick returner from last?
The kick returner last year?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was Byron Pringle.
No, it was who's the speedster now?
Oh.
Let me look it up real
Gendry?
quick. I think so. I'll look it up and I'll let you know.
But most importantly, the wide receiver that nobody's talking about that they re-signed in the offseason, Josh Gordon.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody is. As long as he can stay out of trouble, that could be a huge, huge asset. Now, Josh Gordon is now 30, but think about it this way. He doesn't have the prototypical 30-year-old NFL wide receiver issues because he hasn't played that much.
Right.
So Josh Gordon's the X factor in my eyes, at least, on that team. If he can stay out of trouble.
If he can stay out of trouble, yeah, I could see. It's just we haven't really seen a lot of him in season because he's been getting in trouble a lot. So, I mean, I can't really put all of my faith into him being the X factor as he could be. I think I would just have to see him clean himself up a little more, get himself out of all the trouble, and then I can see him in the preseason and then a little bit of the beginning of the regular season before I can put all my chips in,
Well, and then we have to go to the other side of that trade. Miami is stacked at this point.
Yeah, they got a total of 5 draft picks, a first, a second, and a fourth of this year, and then a fourth and a sixth of next year. The first round pick is the 29th pick. And Andrew was saying it. I believe they're going to have back-to-back picks in the first round.
Yeah, they'll have the 29th and 30th pick. They'll have back-to-back picks in the first round.
I mean, that's not.
So you think they'll get like an offensive lineman and then maybe a receiver in that first round?
I would see they'd probably take a flyer on a receiver.
By the way, so everybody knows, this is the receiving core, the wide receivers. So we have Chris Finke, Darius Fountain, Josh Gordon, McCole Hardman.
Hardman, yeah.
McCole Hardman, Gary Jennings, Cornell Powell, Matthew Sexton, and a few other guys that I'm not even going to attempt with.
I think Hardman, they're looking for Hardman to maybe take a step forward.
He had
as being the new speedster for that team.
He had a decent season last year. Obviously wasn't the top receiver for obvious reasons, but like he was behind Pringle and he put up some decent numbers. I don't have him up in the top of my head right now, but yeah, I mean they're gonna have to like maneuver him up over there and to be like one of their number 1, number 2 receivers.
Breaking news:
More?
Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are going to be calling the Thursday night games for Amazon Prime.
Really?
That is an interesting duo.
That could be.
I like Herbstreit as a color.
It's all right. I mean, they got a lot of money. I know that. Michael's got like 75 million or whatever. I think Herbstreit got somewhere up there around there, that same number. So I like Al Michaels. Kirk Herbstreit's okay. I
think Michaels will make Herbstreit better, actually.
That's what I'm thinking, is that Michaels is going to control a lot of that conversation. Nothing against Herbstreit. He knows NFL football, but his forte has always been college football.
And it's going to be him taking a step forward. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that works. But getting back to the trade, Miami is now stacked
with
talent on that offensive.
That whole offensive thing. Yeah. It's just matters.
Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Parker's still with them, right?
Yeah. I believe so.
Devontae Parker is still on the roster.
Mike Gesicki. And then they went out and got running backs and offensive linemen. Your X factor this year? Hey, Tua, you ain't got no excuses now, bud. If you're the number 1 quarterback going into the season, ain't no excuses.
And I think this is part of what Miami's doing, because I think they want to make Tua their quarterback, but he hasn't really been proving it. And so now he's got no excuse to have a poor season.
No.
And now there's the debate still going if Tua or Bridgewater is going to be the starting quarterback. I still think it's going to be Tua.
Here's the thing. The new head coach there has to decide, are you going to be a dink and dunk offense, or are you throwing the long ball? Because if you're going long ball, Teddy Bridgewater's your guy all day, every day.
Yeah.
Because Tua doesn't have a long ball in him past 15 yards. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Listen, people think I hate this dude. I don't hate him. I'm critical of him because he doesn't have big playability. And in the NFL right now, you see the best. Who are the quarterbacks going to the playoffs? Who are the quarterbacks that are going into the playoffs consistently, going to the Super Bowl? It's the ones that can make big plays, right? Matthew Stafford, big play quarterback, just won a Super Bowl, finally with a really good team around him.
Yeah.
But he can make big plays. We saw him do it in Detroit, right? Joe Burrow was, he's a big play quarterback. You saw it this year. Justin Herbert's another one. I think he's in an offense right now. And this is the thing. What are they going to do? Because Mike McDaniel runs the football. That's the thing. He was the run game coordinator for San Francisco. 1 year as the offensive coordinator for San Francisco. Now he's the head coach.
Well, honestly, if you think about San Francisco and that offense, that was kind of a dink and dunk system. I mean, their quarterbacks weren't throwing. I mean, Trey's
the one that's got big
the one
playability.
that can throw it down the field.
Right.
Jimmy G ain't going 15 yards or further.
Nope.
So there's that. That leads us into the multitude of other trades that have happened that are significant. Devontae, I'm sorry. You had highest paid wide receiver for what, a week?
If that.
Feel good about yourself for a week. You're now screwed. No.
You're now screwed.
Devontae Parker gets traded from the Packers to
Devontae Adams.
or Devontae. See,
Adams.
there we go. Devontae Adams gets traded from the Packers to the Raiders, reuniting with his best friend. Let me tell you about my best friend.
No, I like
I don't know the words. All right.
I like this move a lot. I mean, first off, it goes to show that whole talk about Adams and Rodgers being a
Well, no, here's my
BFFs.
question though. And I'll ask you and I'll ask Andrew. Does this trade get made if Ruggs doesn't have the incident last year?
That's a tough. I mean, I think it still could have because they were still they only had Ruggs and then Renfro. He was a decent.
Whoa. Don't you put that stink on Hunter Renfro. Hunter Renfro had himself a year.
He did, but I
had
mean,
himself a year and has developed into a legitimate number
I
two
liked him.
wide
Yeah,
receiver.
I had him on my fantasy. I didn't start him that much.
Don't
but
put that stink on Hunter Renfro, sir.
But I think with the pairing up of former college teammates and excuse me, I still think it would have happened because that's just adding even more depth and talent into that receiver core. And we kind of seen in history that you pair former quarterback and receiver duos in college, it kind of it changes up the offense a little bit, like we've seen in the Bengals offense.
Bears, don't listen to him. Do not listen to him. We do not want Chris Olave on the Chicago Bears. No.
I wouldn't hate it.
No.
I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
But
until he drops 13 of the first 15 passes he's thrown, he's got hands of stone. But that being said, Andrew, what are your thoughts? Do you think they make this move?
I mean, I think the Raiders totally won this thing. I mean, they only had to give up a first and a second for him. Like,
would they make the move though if Henry Ruggs hadn't gotten into legal issues? I mean, it's a very sad story.
It's still very possible.
Okay.
It's still. I think if they still have Ruggs, they may trade Renfro in this case. Then they may swap him out and say we have Ruggs and Devontae Adams as your speed and your kind of can do everything go to guy.
Okay.
So I think that would help them out a lot. But I think it's possible that Devontae, the reason why he's in there is because Ruggs is obviously never going to play again at this point. I mean, I don't think there's any way he comes back. If there is, there's a slight chance, but he's never going to be the same. So I think it's the right move. I think you pair up your teammates again, right? It's a dynamic duo. They work each other in the offseason. They've been friends since college. I mean, something happened between him and Aaron, right? Something had to have happened. I know you give me that look, but
it's Aaron being Aaron.
Yeah, exactly. It just.
There's no other need.
If anybody's out there even thinking that something else would have happened, like maybe there was a breakdown with management, but something went down between him and Aaron. I fully have to believe that.
It's Aaron being Aaron.
I think there was something behind the scenes that it came out looking like those two were buddies, but I mean, I think there was something more.
It was a professional relationship.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Business.
Guarantee it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that being said, I don't think it gets them very far in that division.
It's still a tough division out there, but I mean, I think
tough.
Derek Carr.
Tough is an understatement, Tyler. Look at that division.
I know it's tough.
Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr.
It's a great division. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. I mean, like,
who's the fourth team? I'm blanking.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I'll say this real quick on this. I think the Raiders could finish second in that division with a wild card playoff.
I think they're
legit with this move. I think this makes them more legit, especially when you look at the defense.
There's a legitimate argument that all four of those teams could make it into the playoffs.
That is possible.
I think winning that division is up in the air. Anyone could win that.
I think it's the Chiefs to lose until proven otherwise.
My favorite's the Chargers. I'm liking the additions that they did on the defense.
Defensive
Offense, they've
additions,
still solid.
I'm not sold on Mike Williams.
He didn't have a bad year.
I'm not. You're paying him number one receiver numbers. He's not a number one. He's not.
I definitely, he got a little bit overpaid than I would have, but I mean, he's still been playing good ball last year.
I do agree. I think it's between the Chiefs and the Chargers, but I think that whole division's going to decimate one another. And then
I like the
whoever
Raiders'
has the
chances.
better outside divisional record probably wins the division.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's up in the air, and out of all those 4 teams, it's going to be nuts.
And we haven't even broached the big Brown trade. Mr. Deshaun Watson. Get used to saying Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks.
You want a shoulder
The
rub?
Cleveland Browns trade for Deshaun Watson, giving up 3 first-round draft picks and a whole bunch of other stuff. And Cleveland then gives him a 4-year extension worth $230 million. Every single penny of that contract guaranteed.
As soon as I saw that news, I mean, first off, this whole decision by Deshaun Watson, because he was able to choose wherever he wanted to go. He went for the money. Because he took Cleveland out of his picks. It was down to New Orleans and Atlanta. And then all of a sudden, Cleveland's like, oh, wait, come here. I got some little more green paper for you.
Thank you, Atlanta, for not being dummies and spending $230 million on a guy who may not even play half the season.
He's still dealing with 22 civil suits.
I mean, we talked about it on our show. All that guaranteed money
is gonna pay off.
I'm gonna say is going straight to his lawyers to come up with settlements for these civil suits.
So in a way, you could kind of make it sound nice, and he's not really getting to keep a lot of that money because it's going to go all towards expenses.
Absolutely.
Personal expenses.
Going towards personal expenses.
You really think that? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a part of the conversation.
Why
Hey, listen, pal, you're going to have some money to cough up for your situation. I could fix that.
Well, here's the thing. It's either going to be settlement money or lawyer money. One or the other.
Either one. I mean,
yeah, I'm sure
22
he's
civil
a professional
suits.
athlete. I'm sure his lawyer is not cheap.
Oh, hell no. He's got a good
It's not
lawyer.
one of those 1-800 I hurt my neck in an accident kind of guys. Not that there's anything wrong with those gentlemen.
Gruber Law.
Call
One
JG
call,
Wentworth
that's
for
all.
877 cash now.
Yeah.
We are not sponsored, but we would like to be.
That's who he called. I want my cash now.
But no, the whole situation was funny to me because, 2 days earlier, Baker Mayfield sends out a whole note, and it made a little sob story for Browns fans. Now Browns fans were wanting him back, and then Cleveland said, "No, Baker, you're our guy. You're going to stay with us." And then all of a sudden, Deshaun Watson.
No. The front office is what wanted who's wanted this. The Browns fans are irate. They're not happy about this at all.
No, I know. No, they wanted Baker Mayfield to stay.
I don't think
after he did that little sob letter.
I don't think they necessarily even wanted Baker to stay. It's the fact that they didn't want Deshaun Watson because of all the legal issues.
Yeah.
They're reacting to having allegedly a person that takes advantage of women on their team.
Allegedly.
He was found to not have enough evidence against him to have the actual court proceedings, but there still are civil suits out there.
Right.
So that being said, who wins?
What do you mean?
Who wins the trade?
Houston. Houston totally won the trade, in my opinion. They got rid of that whole, because nothing's for sure, but you got rid of that whole mess. I mean, despite Deshaun Watson being a phenomenal quarterback, you got rid of that mess. You got rid of that contract that you had. That I don't know how much they were paying him at that time, but they got rid of that. They got a boatload of picks. Houston's on their way of kind of, there's obviously starting on the rebuild. Cleveland, they're going to be paying all this guy, this $238 million, guarantee all of it. And who knows if he's going to even play this season.
Here's my
So
thing.
if you almost put it, let's say if he doesn't play this season, you're basically, if you put it, break it down, it's almost 3 years. You're getting 3 years out of him and still paying that $238 million.
My whole thing is I would have given them an A+ if they'd have gotten a quarterback. If they'd have gotten Baker out of it.
I was expecting Baker to be out of it.
I was expecting any quarterback. Like when they were talking about
Case Keenum?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
In the trade to Atlanta, I was like, bye-bye, Matt. Well, that's a whole nother story because bye-bye, Matt already happened anyway.
We're going to have talks about that.
But, yeah, to me, it just seemed like there was more that could have gotten out of it. Maybe you give up one of those 4th-round picks and bring Baker in. Am I necessarily going to sit here and say that Baker Mayfield's an upgrade from Davis Mills?
No.
Not necessarily, but you're also bringing home a homegrown talent like Baker Mayfield, who is a collegiate god in Texas, a high school and collegiate god in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I was just overall surprised that wasn't a part of it because, I mean, it just would have made too much sense. But now does...
Lord forbid things make sense in the NFL.
God forbid. But now then, obviously, you would probably assume that Houston's going to have to draft a quarterback in the first round. I don't know where they're sitting at in the NFL draft. I know they're sitting up pretty high. They got like a top 5 pick, no?
Houston's got they're number 5, I believe, 4 or 5.
Houston's number 3.
Number 3?
Okay.
They have they have a top 5 pick at number 3, and now I believe they have the 13th pick from Cleveland. So they're picking 3 and 13. So they could go get their quarterback, and they could go get like a defensive player or a wide receiver or something.
They're going to go quarterback. Everything that I've heard out of Houston is they're absolutely in love with Davis Mills.
That's what Lovey said. Lovey said that we've got no problems at quarterback, but when you're on that board and you have that option, I mean, Nick Caserio's the one picking, so if he's not feeling it,
I would say if it's 2023, it might be a different discussion.
maybe.
Because you're probably sitting there with either Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud at 3.
I mean, the Texans make terrible picks a lot, so keep that in mind.
Well, then
keep in mind the dudes one of the dudes that's helping run this team was a chaplain at the Patriots, so
Yeah.
he has not a lot of football experience. That's the McNair family for
Well,
you.
do they either trade back from that number 3?
I think they're probably going to use it on defense.
Defense, or they do
Defense.
trade back. They
Line.
could move back and get more picks.
Yeah.
That's been
They could.
discussed
That's
as
what I was
a
thinking.
possible option because you can unload for 2 first-round picks at 3 and 13. You could get a ton of stuff for the next few years,
Yeah.
and they're rebuilding.
It's a possibility.
So, I mean, that I could see happen for Houston. But overall, I think Houston totally won this. They got rid of that mess. They got themselves solid picks. And I did wish that Baker was a part of that trade. Because now, who knows what's going to happen with Baker.
I told you.
XFL?
First pick in the XFL draft, Baker Mayfield. Everybody laughs.
This could happen. It really could happen.
He's going to join Tim Tebow.
The word is that I guess the Panthers
But-
were looking at him, and now they're out, and it's possible that the Steelers may snatch him up if he goes and gets outright released. That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
I don't get that. So then are you going to have a quarterback competition between Baker Mayfield and Mitchell Trubisky?
That's essentially the plan.
How funny.
Because
Here's a great, okay, so not so much anymore, but back in the day, that was the rivalry. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Could you imagine Baker going back to Cleveland with the Pittsburgh uniform on and throwing for 4 touchdowns, 350 yards, and just blowing them? Oh my, that would be great.
Now, see, it's funny because there's another story, like a scenario that I heard with that situation, but with Trubisky with the Steelers, like starting as the Steelers in the AFC Championship game, going up against Kansas City Chiefs with good old Matt
Mahomes?
Nagy. No, Matt Nagy on the
Matt
other
Nagy?
sad as the quarterbacks coach and just dropping dimes. That would be fantastic.
And
I
just,
mean, if
and
Baker-
just looking over at Nagy going, Fugazi. And
Yeah.
here's my thing. How bad do you have to feel for Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins at this point? Like, they already went out and got Mitchell Trubisky, but now they're talking about bringing in Baker Mayfield is another competition. Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph are going, what the hell?
Guys, I'm right here.
What? I've been a backup for the last 7 years. Coach, me.
Oh,
That's part of the problem. He's been back up for 7 years.
Yeah. Thought you were the equipment manager. I'm sorry.
Baker's like, I know how to make him scream. Miles taught me.
He takes his helmet off and just starts chasing Mason around the field. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, that'd be great.
This is ridiculous.
But I mean, that's where we're sitting at right now. We're waiting for that Baker Mayfield domino to fall. Will he be outright released or will he get traded?
I mean, might as well try to trade him and get something out of him.
Getting,
you already gave up.
Right now, you're not getting anything more than a third or a fourth out of it.
No, but I mean, might as well get some picks back since you gave up a lot of them to get Watson. So I mean, you might as well try to get something out of him. You're not going to get a lot, but get something.
Yeah.
Some team will pick him up. I mean, because my thing is like, I still think Trubisky is better than Baker, but I mean, if Trubisky can get a starting quarterback spot somewhere, I don't see why Baker couldn't get anywhere.
I want to see a healthy Baker.
Yeah, a healthy Baker.
A healthy Baker and Mitch
is dead even.
I'm gonna call a coin flip, ladies and gentlemen. If they're both on the Steelers and they're both healthy, that's a coin flip.
I would love to see.
And
them
it's
fight
not
for
like
that job.
they really paid Mitch
It was only
starting quarterback money.
It was only like what, a 2-year,
$2-year, $27.3 million contract.
2 years, $14 million. That's backup money at this point.
Yeah,
that's easy backup money.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you really spent nothing to get Trubisky, which I thought it was a good signing.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how the whole Mitchell Trubisky situation plays out.
Trubisky,
as we like to call him in Chicagoland.
Yes, sir.
That being said, we still have more NFL stuff to talk about, believe it or not.
We do.
So when we come back, more chaos from the NFL here on Blow the Whistle.
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work.
I've been drinking Coors since my college days. Cold draft taste, second to none.
Yeah, worth a recorder, am I right?
You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah.
No. You, sir.
Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss.
Hey, sir, go yourself.
You're fired!
welcome back to Blow the Whistle, the live stream.
Live stream.
Here from Illinois Media School Studios in downtown Hardcore Lombard.
Hardcore Lombard.
I don't think that's ever been said.
Straight out of Lombard.
Straight out of Lombard. What?
We're going to get that on
Kids
shirts,
in boat
ladies and
shoes
gentlemen.
and khaki pants.
Hey, you know what, though? That's not a bad merch.
No?
Blow the whistle straight out of Lombard.
No. Straight out of Lombard and then have the IMS stuff on the back.
We do the NWA photo of us walking away.
Oh. That'd be really good. All right.
Fantastic.
Merch.
Copyright.
Yeah. There was a lot of I'm not gonna lie, like Boys to Men is going through my head right now. It's so hard to say goodbye to yes. My boy Matt Ryan got traded to the Indianapolis Colts. It's sad to see it end, but
See, the song that went through my head was that Fast and Furious song. When I see you again.
It's very sad, but it was time. It was time for Atlanta to move forward and get some compensation for Matty Ice. Do I think that Matty Ice necessarily deserved to get more than a third-round pick? Yeah. But Indianapolis did take on his whole contract, so I'll let that be. I personally think that both teams won here. Indianapolis got the quarterback that they were looking for. Definite 100% upgrade from Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now just get him some wide receivers. I mean, you got Pittman Jr., but other than that, everybody's like, well, they got T.Y. T.Y. is done.
He had a good few years back, but I mean, he was very quiet last year. He didn't really.
T.Y.'s lost about 2 steps, ladies and gentlemen, and that does not bode well. That being said, hey, Matt, I know this is going to be like a new concept for you, but you have a running back. Get to know him. He'll do you right. Not going to steer you wrong.
Oh, no. I mean, he was nearly runner up for MVP last year. I mean, he was in the talks.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a
the
running back.
best second half of any player in the NFL, I would say. Wouldn't you, Andrew?
I mean, by far. The guy's an absolute terror right now. He's clearly one of the top 5, top 10 running backs in the league right now.
I put him top 5.
I definitely put him top 5. Again, though, like I always say, though, the concern is that he runs the ball as much as he did last year. You know, where's the wear and tear going to come at? And that's why I think getting Matt Ryan is a smart move, because that takes the pressure off of him. And like you said, if you get another wide receiver, however you get him, that takes even more pressure off of Jonathan Taylor. Because Frank Wright knows how to put up a passing game. He even did it with Carson Wentz last year. I mean, he had some games. So he knows how to put together a passing attack. So I think Matt Ryan's going to be the perfect. I mean, he still throws the ball as far as Deshaun Watson does.
Yeah.
And he's like 10 years older than him. So I think they've got a guy.
And
I
they
think
got a phenomenal offensive line, so he's going to have plenty of time to make.
Yeah, and who knows? He could turn Pascal into maybe something. Who knows?
Oh, and here's the best part, Matt. You're not going to have to score 40 points to win a game either.
They got a defense.
They've got a defense. He's literally going to look around during training camp and be like, what is this?
If I had this, we wouldn't have lost that damn Super Bowl.
Stop it. Why you got to bring stuff up, man?
New England wouldn't have came back from 28-3.
Stop with the bullshit, man.
I mean, come on, man. It was sitting right out there. You can't expect us to not shoot at that target.
Jerks, man.
It gets brought up every year.
I know.
It's never going to stop.
And every year I shed a single tear.
By the way, the pick they received, too, was like the 3rd pick, which is like the 28th pick in the 3rd round or something like that. So,
yeah.
more 28-3 for you right there. Even in the draft pick, you can't escape
let's
it.
go out and get ourselves, I don't know, defensive tackle again, and hope he turns into something.
Now you need another offensive lineman, right? That's what you need.
They need a whole bunch. It's bad.
They're shallow in receivers too.
Oh yeah, just a skosh. Just a skosh.
You don't sound
Tiny
worried
bit.
at all.
Nah. Why would you be? It's just Atlanta. You know, I had 1 year. 1 year. I've had 2 years in my lifetime. One was totally unexpected. The Dirty Bird came out of nowhere. Got Chris Miller paid in Chicago.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On behalf of Bears fans, I say thank you.
And then Maddie, that year was just sublime. Like until they win a Super Bowl, nothing will ever compare to that season. I don't care that they blew a 28-3 lead. That was a special year for me to watch. That was amazing.
That was a hell of a year for your Falcons.
But the Falcons weren't done. They go out and, for me, got a pretty darn good quarterback for a reasonable price. Marcus Mariota is now an Atlanta Falcon, and I like it.
They got him?
I like it. There are people poo-pooing all over it. I don't care. I still like it.
I never really. I always had faith in Mariota that he could be a starting quarterback elsewhere. I just think he wasn't in the. I can't. My mic keeps slipping. I don't think he was in the best system over in Tennessee, and then over with Vegas, he showed some promising times, and then now I think he's gonna come into Atlanta. I think this is his shot, and I think he's gonna do pretty damn good at it.
Well, let me put it to you this way, and I'll ask you, Mr. Andrew, who poo-poos all over Mariota. Would you rather have Marcus Mariota, Josh Rosen, or Felipe Franks starting for the Atlanta Falcons?
I mean, do I get another option?
No, there are no other options right now.
I mean, listen, I've been thinking about it with Marcus Mariota. Arthur Smith was obviously very inventive with that running attack in Tennessee. If he can find a running back for Atlanta, it might be able to work. If they could put something together like they do with Lamar Jackson, not on that speed level, obviously, but something similar to that, I think it could work. I think there could be. He's a bridge quarterback, right? You're waiting for the franchise guy
now,
to come
whether or
through.
not they draft him this year or next year, I think it's going to be next year. Personally,
I think so too. There'll be plenty of quarterbacks you can probably even find in the second round that might be franchise guys. That's how deep next year is.
Yeah.
As far as overall talent goes.
Absolutely. Oh, well, I mean, you did bring up a nice point. If he could find some running back talent. Psst, Atlanta. New York's trying to trade a really, really good running back. There's only one problem with that. It means I'd have to get an Atlanta Falcons Saquon Barkley jersey for my son.
Why would that be an issue?
You know how.
Oh, because you have to pay. You got to buy it.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost. No, I have a website for you. I can get you cheap jerseys.
See, here's the issue.
They're good jerseys.
No, here's the issue. There is a specific, because both Dominic and I want these specific jerseys. I want those fade to black jerseys that they have.
I can get
because
them.
those are the coolest jerseys in the NFL right now. I don't care who you are.
I like them. I can get them for you for about $15, $20.
The fade to black ones?
Yeah.
Nah.
Swear to God, I can get.
I don't need to be catching COVID from China.
You're not gonna catch COVID. It's just gonna take like a month or two to get here, so you might want to order it now.
Gee.
Takes a little bit, it's coming from on the other side of the world.
I mean,
It's worth
what
it. Pay like $2 in shipping.
The division? Meh.
Kind of up for grabs.
Well, no, it's not.
Well, it
No,
was.
it's not.
It was for a short period of time.
It was for about, the 3 months that Tom Brady was at
59
home?
days. 59 days.
59 days.
59 days.
No, excuse me,
Tom
39
Brady was
days.
at home
39
and
days.
Giselle went, I can't do this. Go back and
Go back to play football. Or he was
You're
like,
making me miserable. Go back to work.
or he went back to his kids and was like, "Good God, this is
No,
why I played
I'll
for so
guarantee
long."
that Giselle wears the pants in that family. Yeah.
Probably.
She's the one that's like, you know what? I didn't realize you were this annoying. Go away.
I'll Honey, shut up. You're driving me crazy.
So Tampa Bay is the preeminent favorite.
It was up to grabs. Now, not so much.
I
still don't have faith as Jameis Winston as the quarterback for the Saints.
I don't know. It's an upgrade from what they had last year after he got injured.
Who did they had? Well, they mixed it with
Taysom Hill
Hill.
and
Yeah.
Ian Book.
Yeah, no. That,
Hey, Tom, how do Ian Book work out there, buddy? Great sound effects.
that was
Thank you.
good. That was good.
Credit to our sound effects department.
I'm working on my Foley work for everybody out there. So if
Nice.
you're looking,
That's good. That's good. But,
It's totally. I think it's up. It's for Tampa to win.
well, here's the thing.
But you got Carolina.
New Orleans has
So,
too many questions. Is Michael Thomas coming back? Which everything that I heard says he is going to be back this year.
Was it just injury situation? Or was it
No,
something
he
else?
just didn't want to play.
That's right. Okay. I thought that
He
was
didn't
something
want to play the first year Drew Brees was gone. I don't necessarily
else.
fault the guy.
He was probably still mourning over it.
And then you have
Jameis Winston.
and then you have the Alvin Kamara issues, legal issues.
That's who I was thinking of. I got it mixed up. Yeah, the Kamara that had the issues.
So, I mean, if those two aren't there, yeah, New Orleans is not a good team.
Well, you got to see what they're going to do with the new head coach. Sean Payton's gone.
Listen, new
It's
head
probably-
coach is the same coach that's been there for the defensive side for I don't know how many years. So I
True.
don't think much is going to change there.
I forgot. Did they change a lot of that? I think it was like almost still the same. Right?
I think he kept most of the coaching staff. If you want me to be honest,
I
about it.
would have too especially if you got hired within. I would have, but I mean,
Um,
my whole thing is just like those two guys and the quarterback.
Carolina's a crapshoot. You don't know what Sam Darnold's going to be like healthy, or Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy.
If you get Sam Darnold in the first 5 weeks of last season, I mean,
I'm telling you, he was injured way before he let anybody know that he was injured.
yeah,
There was such a sharp drop off
he was
from week 5 to week 6.
he was leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns. That's to all the running back, which is like, who the hell would have thought Sam Darnold could run the ball? But I mean, not only that, he was putting up great passing
I'm
numbers.
gonna say it right now. I think Atlanta's lucky if they win 5 games next year.
I don't expect them to be good, but
I don't expect them to
they're
win
in a,
more than
they're in
5.
a rebuilding stage at this point. You get rid
They've
of your
been in a rebuilding stage for the last 5 years.
no. What's the word that they use? It's
Reboot.
Reboot. They were rebooting.
No. The GM came out and said they're in a transformation stage.
Oh, that's a new one.
for anybody out there, that's some BS talk for we're in a rebuild. I just don't want to say rebuild.
I don't want to say the word. It's a 4-letter word. Please, God, no, don't.
It's a big word. It sounds better, guys. Just put it out in the air.
Do we have? Hell,
That's the collaboration of the Atlanta Falcons. That's what that is. Yeah,
Collaborate.
it's transformation.
we haven't had the opportunity. Congratulations to Allen Robinson.
Oh yeah. But you know what? That upsets me because now, I mean, that's got to make the Rams favorites to make it back to the Super Bowl again.
Oh,
next
he's
year.
going to put up career numbers.
He's going to be insane.
Allen Robinson's going to put up career. Because here's the thing,
The
ladies
fact
and
they
gentlemen.
got him and they still have Cooper Kupp.
And they're still trying to sign OBJ. Can you imagine? Can you even imagine?
They're laundering money. It's all drug money. Something's up there in LA. I don't
It's
buy
Snoop
any
money.
of this. Yeah, exactly.
Snoop money.
It's something. I don't know what it is. It ain't right. Damn
Yeah, I mean,
Walmart money.
Oh, did Robert Woods did sign somewhere, right?
Robert Woods got traded.
Traded to where did he go? I forgot.
Robert Woods went to the Tennessee Titans.
That's right.
And actually, it was kind of a smart move by their part.
Yeah. That
They
gives them a legitimate possession receiver.
Yeah.
And it gives them a blocker, too, for Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
More than anything.
And I like that move.
But I heard about OBJ that he's open to go back to Cleveland now with Deshaun Watson throwing the ball.
Shocker. What? No.
I thought that was hilarious when I heard about that.
I'm gonna be interested to see who takes a flyer on Julio, because somebody's gonna give him a 1-year deal and see if he can produce a little bit.
Yeah, I'm wondering who that's going to be.
Let me ask you this, Bears fan: 1-year deal, $12 million. Do you sign Julio Jones?
Well, for only 12. I mean, shit. They crap.
It's out there already, buddy. Too late.
They signed Andy Dalton to a 1-year 10, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do this. But I mean,
Andrew?
Julio's still got some gas in him. I mean, for 1 year, I would do it.
I would do it for like 1 year, $7 or $8 million, not for 12. I know he might ask for 12, but if I can get 7 or 8, I might do it. And if anything, look, you cut him, and it's not a hard loss, right? You cut him from camp. If he can't do it, you cut him from camp. That's it.
Just because they're running out. If they were going to go hit free agency and wide receivers, they're running out of guys.
Yeah, there's somebody.
I just don't want it to be like a typical Bears panic situation where everyone's getting picked off like flies and they just grab whoever's left.
I honestly don't think they're panicked at all because this wide receiver class is so deep.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go.
The wide receiver class this year is the quarterback class next year.
Yeah,
It is deep, real deep. You know who's dropped off the face of the earth as far as quarterbacks though? The kid from Nevada. I haven't heard squadoosh about him.
Yeah, Carson Strong. Yeah,
Carson Strong. He was climbing, and then all of a sudden disappeared.
Bye.
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I haven't heard about. I almost forgot he existed. Until you mentioned
anything else you want to talk about, NFL, buddy?
I mean, there's nothing. I think we covered about all the big news.
What about you, Andrew?
I mean, the Bengals signed La'el Collins, and that dude is like all ready to like be the bodyguard for Joe Burrow. So I'm happy. I mean, Alex Karras, they just were like, oh yeah, we lost the Super Bowl because of our offensive line. Well, now we're just paying for him. And
speaking of Bengals, Bears almost got Ogunjobi, but that did not happen as he did not pass his physical. But they ended up getting Josh. Who was his name? Josh Jackson.
Justin Jones.
Justin Jones. Wow.
I knew it was JJ. He went double J. Double J, J-E, double F.
I fully expected him to be like they got there. So apparently they were supposed to sign Ogunjobi, but then it was
Ogunjobi.
I fully expected him to do that. I was ready for it.
I was waiting for you. What do you guys?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Jeez.
Oguno. 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 No.
That's good. Bravo, Tyler. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm here all night. Drop the
He'll be here for a few more hours.
Finds a nut. But I guess it's tourney time.
At least we're still talking chaos.
We're gonna talk chaos all day. Because even after tourney time comes the chaos of the best dang segment in all of entertainment. You're killing me, Smalls. But coming up next, we talk second chance NCAA tournament here on Blow the Whistle. You can't finish it, can you?
No, I can't.
Yes! Welcome back to Blow the Whistle here at IMS Studios.
It's bothering me now because I know what the hell it is, but I can't think of it. Dun, dun, dun.
Welcome back to Blow the Whistle here
Thank
at
you.
IMS Studios on the south side of Lombard.
What's happening? Where are we?
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years.
Here at the IMS.
Ain't nothing better than the best.
This is painful to watch.
I
This
know.
is painful.
So bad. But anyway, it is time for our second chance NCAA tourney picks. I'm going to be honest with you.
This is really.
I've got 2 of my teams from the Final Four skadooshed.
Your
What
original
a-
one?
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
What about you?
Hell, I have a new winner.
Yeah, Tyler picked a complete new winner.
I picked a new winner, ladies and gents.
So we're going to go game by game,
Oogie
talk
doogie.
about them a little bit, and then give our picks. Work for you?
Let's do it.
All right, first up, Gonzaga, Arkansas. Break it down.
All right, so Gonzaga did not look that great against Michigan State, correct? That's who they played last.
Michigan State? No.
Who they play last?
They played Memphis.
Memphis. That's right. And Memphis. I mean, I kind of I predicted that game. I got them to go that far, but I mean, they didn't play that great of a game against Memphis. And Memphis was a iffy team. They started off slow in the regular season, and then they started to make a run. They made a huge run towards the end of the season, and then started to be one of the sleeper teams in this tournament. But Arkansas, they've been more of a promising team in my eyes. I mean, for me, every year I've never have faith in Gonzaga. They're not in a really tough conference, and I mean, despite last year that was probably one of the best Zaga teams I've seen in a long time. But except they got shellacked by Baylor.
Right. Great word.
Thank you. So in this one, I got Arkansas. I mean, just from what I've seen them do in the regular season, and then a lot of their games have been fairly close, except for the first round game. I forgot. I'm going blank on who they win. I'm trying to forget of my original bracket because it was a dumpster fire. But I got Arkansas moving on against Gonzaga in this one.
I, too, have Arkansas beating Gonzaga. I think the athleticism, the speed might be a little too much for Gonzaga to handle. They're not as physical as Memphis, so that is a little worrisome for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have Arkansas winning it close. Andrew?
Oh, there we go. I am also going with Arkansas in this. Right now, in one of my brackets, I have them winning. I kind of explained this before. Gonzaga, just the slow starts are killing them right now, I think. And even though they're pouring it on at the end, it's always the second half comeback. Or not a comeback, but they need the second half to kind of get back in the game. So I'm going with Arkansas on this. I mean, as of right now, Zaga's 9.5-point favorites. I would say
I definitely, even if
plus
you're not
3.5 on Arkansas
to win, I'd take that.
Yeah.
I'd take the money line on that.
I take plus 3.5 on Arkansas on that, and I will say, oh man, I don't know if this hits. No, you know what? I'm going to say hits the over. This is going to be, I think, a high scoring game.
Really?
So.
What is the?
What's up?
What is the over under on it?
The over under on
It's
this
like
is 155 on the dot.
Yeah,
It's
I might
going to
take
be
the
interesting.
over on
I
that.
think it hits the over because these are two teams that fly high.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Run
I mean,
and gun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of run and gun. Game number 2.
We got Texas Tech and Duke. Even despite Duke looking damn good, a lot better than they have
Yeah, they are.
in last game. Texas Tech's defense is just so damn good. They came in close with a. Why am I going blank on all the teams that they play? Who did Texas Tech play last over the weekend?
Texas Tech played.
Why am I going blank?
Oh,
Was it
killing me.
TC?
No.
No. TCU played.
TCU was Arizona.
That's right.
Tech
Who the
was,
hell- I'm going to be looking at my original bracket.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
That's
Tech played Notre
right.
Dame.
Oh, how'd that work out, Tom? I'm sorry. Did I say that again? I apologize.
Take the knife in a little bit more while you can.
I
They didn't play as great against Notre Dame as I was expecting them to, but I mean, Texas Tech is still like.
They didn't play defense. Here. You want me to break down that game?
Go for it.
They went man to man. Notre Dame figured that out and started running pick and rolls left and right. And Texas Tech wasn't guarding them, wasn't defending them properly. They were getting bad matchups that weren't working for them. But they take a timeout, come back, go to a zone, shut down.
Yeah.
Shut down that last 5 minutes.
That was the biggest turnaround in that game. And that's what I mean. Congrats to the not congrats, but like kudos to the coaching for seeing that and switching up, because that could have been a totally different game if they didn't switch to the zone. And so Texas Tech, they had a little hiccup with Notre Dame, but I still have them as the better team against Duke. I'm picking Tech over Duke.
Andrew?
It's a hard one. It's a really hard toss-up. I'm going to get so much flack for this. I like what Duke's been doing. Paolo looks like a top 5 pick at this point. He's playing like it. But I think Tech can take him down. If you completely corner off Paolo, or you completely corner off rather the rest of the team and let Paolo try to win the game, I think Texas Tech can win this because their defense is locked down. So they play that zone defense against Paolo or against the rest of the team, they can beat this team. I'll take Texas Tech.
All right, 2 for Texas Tech. Now, I am a Duke fan. I will be rooting for Duke. Paolo's looked great. My concern is Griffin. Nothing has come out yet. It's supposed to come out today, I believe, whether or not he's going to be able to go. That's going to be key. If he can't go, Texas Tech wins by a decent amount.
Oh, so you don't even think it's going to be
No.
all that close? Depending.
Griffin is one of their pure shooters.
Right.
So if he's out, that's taking away. And I would say Duke's only like 7 deep, right, Andrew?
For what?
On the bench, Duke's only about 7 deep.
Yeah, give or take. They got a couple of guys that might be able to do something, but Krzyzewski's been running with like the same group of dudes and a couple guys coming off the bench, really.
It's about
he knows his strengths. He knows the strength of that team.
Yeah, he's about 7 deep strength-wise.
Okay.
All that being said, if Griffin plays, yeah, Tech still wins, but it'll be closer. So, yes, I'm taking Texas Tech to beat Duke,
It'd be close.
unfortunately. Next game, Houston, Arizona. I will go first here.
Okay.
I am picking Arizona to win this game, but it is going to be close. Houston is one of those teams that could win the national title at the 4 seed.
Really?
Yes. They are that good.
Houston's a 5.
Or a 5 seed.
Yeah.
That's a bad ranking for Houston. Houston is a dang good team. They were in the Final Four last year with the same people. So they could very easily win this game. But I'm picking Arizona only because I have Arizona winning it all.
Okay. I have Arizona winning this against Houston as well. I do kind of like that. Arizona is only a 1.5 point favorite. I would maybe go a little bit more, but I mean, nothing against Houston. Houston, like you said, is a damn good team, and they played against Illinois like very great. I mean, I expected. Oh, no, I did pick Illinois to beat Houston originally, but
ouch.
Yeah, no, my bracket was gone from the beginning. I'm only doing good in the West. The West is the only one in the original. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Houston's a lot better than people think they are. I still have Arizona winning this, but I think it's going to be really close. I mean, it could almost go either way. Kind of why I changed my winner, because my original winner was Arizona, but I switched it up in my second chance bracket.
Andrew.
I'm going with Houston. More explosive, tougher team, I think. Well, maybe as tough, I don't know. I mean, Arizona's good, but I think Arizona's also been flying off the fact that a lot of the Pac-12 has kind of been up and down. No disrespect to USC or UCLA. I mean, they got in the tournament. That's fine. They got ranked, but I think Arizona kind of went on cruise control a little while there. They banked on the fact they got some good recruits. I expect Houston to come out tough, bang them around a little bit, maybe even give them some elbows and stuff. I mean, they're a tough team, and they will not be afraid to fight back. So I expect this to be a little bit of a grudge fight. I think Houston takes this by an easy 2 points. And, yeah, I think it hits the over on it too, so I'm taking Houston.
All right. Next game, Michigan, Villanova. Andrew, coming right back to you.
I'm going to go with Villanova because Jay Wright's been in this position many times before. I like his team. It's a veteran team. They play well together. Michigan obviously has a lot of, that teamness coming together, and the incident that occurred with Michigan, they're certainly surrounding Juwan Howard and
What incident?
what incident? Yes, exactly. What incident?
I don't know what you speak.
Yeah, exactly. So but I still think Villanova. Just it's nothing against Juwan. It's just Jay Wright's been here. He's a tough coach himself too. So I like Villanova in this.
I also have Nova in this one. This one was honestly back and forth for me, though, because of how well Michigan's been playing. They totally have shocked me. I think shocked everyone else in this whole tournament because they weren't the Michigan team that everyone expected them to be, as they were a top 5 seed starting out and then just totally plummeted in the later season. But they've beat teams in this bracket that I didn't even have them moving past the first round, but now here they are in the Sweet 16. But Nova still, to me, is the better team. I think this fizzles out for Michigan being the 11th seed, moving up. But, I got Nova in this one.
I got the fighting Juwan Howards coming out swinging, punching Villanova in the face, literally, physically, emotionally, and mentally defeating them. Michigan will topple that trash bag Philly team, Villanova. Listen, man. I think they're coming together. The talent that's on Michigan is coming together at the right time. I think they pull this one off. I don't know if they pull off the next one, but they definitely pull this one off.
All right.
Purdue and the Peacocks of St. Peter's. Who you got, Tyler?
This one, I'm not going to lie, I was tough with this. This was back and forth for me as well. I had to pick Purdue just because, despite...
You didn't have to. No one put a gun to your head.
Yeah, they did. No. No.
Who put a gun to your head?
This guy.
Brandon? Dang it.
Dang it, Brandon.
You start listening to country music and see what happens.
It's the country music, man. It gets to you. Purdue had a great game last week against Texas. Purdue's been like back and forth with me, I don't have them going deep, but that's why I originally had them losing to Kentucky in the Sweet 16. But Kentucky punched out their ticket early from St. Peter's, and St. Peter's has been a sneaky ass team, but there has not been a team that has made it to a 15th seed that has made it to the Elite Eight. Any 15th seed in the Sweet 16 are 0-2, so they're only the third school to make it to the Sweet 16. But this has got to fizzle out for St. Peter's. I do have an upset, but I don't have this, or an upset team. I don't have St. Peter's as my upset team. I'm going to go Purdue. Jaden Ivey has been just playing phenomenal.
All right, I'm coming to you, Andrew. But first, before I ask you, kudos to you for getting the St. Pete's logo up on our screen, sir. Nicely done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
looks good.
Yes, I noticed that very late. So I try my best.
Very nice.
I am going to go with Purdue as well. Look, St. Peter's, congrats to them. They've been obviously one of the big stories of this tournament. And we all love a big story, right? We all love the underdog, but let's also be honest. We all secretly love the winner too. Like, we all root for the big dog, the top guy. And I'm in that for Purdue. They've got, I think, the most veteran team, the most together chemistry-wise team. I think that Jaden Ivey is clearly one of the best in college basketball. They've got great guys even coming off the bench like Travion Williams. I know, Tyler, you don't like E-Day, but Zach E-Day, he's a big dude up in the middle for a reason. I mean, he gets a little bit tougher, and he is not afraid to scrap. He looks like a thin European dude. That's part of his problem, even though they got him listed at like 295 or whatever. But I'm taking Purdue on this by an easy amount.
Great picks, gentlemen. Unbelievably well done, but you're both wrong.
So who do you have?
St. Pete I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to go against Jesus, God, country? You know, Sister Jean's still out there rooting for them, praying for them. They got everything going for them. They got a beautiful mascot. It's a peacock.
Peacock.
Took a while to find that mascot too, by the way, everybody. I searched far and low on ESPN because you could not find it through the search. You had to go through the conference to find them.
A peacock is a beautiful bird, but with Emily's tactic on picking is the Boilermaker does have like a shovel. It could just whack that peacock upside the head.
You got to catch the peacock because the peacock can fly. You know what I'm saying? St. Pete's wins. Next game. It's coming to you last, buddy. UNC, that'd be the University of North Carolina for those people that don't know. And UCLA, that's the University of California, Los Angeles, for those of you that don't know.
A lot of letters. It's hard.
I'll go first.
Okay.
And I can't for the life of me remember who I took, but I think I said UCLA. I think I said Bruins.
You did Monday.
Because to me, this is a toss-up game. In my eyes, this is a toss-up game. UCLA was there last year, just like Houston, same group of guys. But Herbie Davis has got this team playing lights-out basketball right now. These freshmen and sophomore phenoms that were supposed to hit early on in the year that weren't are now playing unbelievably great basketball. So this is a toss-up for me. I'm going to take UCLA only because they've been here before. Tyler, who you got?
This one was a toss-up for me as well. I think Monday I did say North Carolina just because of how well they played against Baylor. And Baylor, I mean, that was a huge loss for myself and everyone's brackets. Baylor losing to North Carolina. North Carolina had a 20-some-odd lead, Andrew.
Yeah, almost 20 points.
Yeah. So, I mean,
there are no Milwaukee Bucks against the Bulls last night, but
good Lord, that was. I was so.
Why,
bored.
man? Why?
That was horrible.
Oh no, I got a text mid-game because we're both at the studio last night, and Tyler's just like, "This is some BS."
Nah, for real. I'm right there with you, amigo.
Beginning of the fourth quarter, the Bulls started to make it almost within single digits, but that didn't quite happen.
They couldn't get it down to single digits. I think that game turns if it gets down to single digits. Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Wasn't hitting anything.
But it didn't happen, so we can't talk about it.
No. So North Carolina, I mean, despite they let Baylor get back into it and they went into overtime, but they still beat Baylor. But UCLA, man, I mean, they've just been, I mean, I didn't really have them going this far. They've been kind of a wake me up team. I didn't expect them to be this good. But like you said, they've been here before, the same exact roster as from last year. So it's going to be very, very close. But I switched my pick, and I'm going UCLA. I was North Carolina Monday, but now I switched it. So that's it.
Going to the Tar Heels, fan.
I'm going to hate myself again for this. But I like UNC a lot. But UCLA is, I think, the team. They returned all their starters. So does UNC, but the way that UCLA's played in the past in the tournaments, I like them. It's going to be a close game. I expect this to go to overtime, but I think UCLA can sneak out of this with a win. But I'm not happy about saying that. I want that stressed. I'm still a UNC Tar Heel fan. I'm just accepting what I believe to be the inevitable. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong.
Oh, so you're not pulling a McLovin?
No. I'm being sensible about the situation.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
I'm a realist.
You're not a delusional wackadoo.
He had Notre Dame winning the whole thing.
Well, no, this is what he does.
You know what? That wouldn't have shocked me.
It wouldn't have shocked me either. Once they won that game, I'm sure he was probably.
He had Ian Book as a first-round draft pick.
He does that all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Next game. Providence versus the University of Kansas.
Ooh.
Real quick, real simple Jayhawks. Hey, Bill Self has got this team playing really well. The backcourt is amazing for Kansas. I don't think Providence can hang. End of story. Andrew, who you got?
I'm going with Kansas. They poured it on here at the end. They won the whole Big 12. I mean, what else can you do, right? Bill Self. I don't really like the guy. I'm right there with you, David. I'm not a fan of his, but he's just a bit. He's a jerk of a basketball coach, but he gets results, and that's the problem. Is that as much as we hate him, he does get the results. Maybe not as much as he wants, but he does. It does happen. So I'm picking the Jayhawks too. Agbaji is real deal, top 10 pick, two-way guard. I mean, come on, it's Kansas. Maybe Providence could make a fight out of this, but I expect Kansas to easily win this thing.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I've never really truly hated North Carolina coaches.
Yeah.
My number one has always been John Calipari. I don't even know why. I just can't stand the dude. And
I like John.
Bill Self's right underneath.
I like John Calipari. Bill Self's the one that I think he's self-righteous, arrogant, and believes that Kansas is like the mecca because, this is where basketball was born. For those who don't know, that's where Naismith invented basketball at the University of Kansas. So they think they're the prodigy to basketball's god or whatever. And you're wrong, sir. You're wrong, Kansas. You're not the prodigy. Unbelievable. How selfish of you. That's Indiana.
Hoosiers.
Hoosier daddy. All right, I got Kansas. I like how Providence has been playing, but Kansas is easily the better team in this matchup. So maybe a little bit close. Maybe Kansas by 5 to 10, but I mean, I got Kansas easy.
All right, and then we move on to the most interesting of the games. A 10 versus an 11. Iowa State versus Miami. The U.
Me?
Going to you.
I got Miami in this one. Both teams, obviously, again, biggest surprise by anyone, and I would think. But the way how Miami played in their last game against Auburn, I mean, holy hell. That I did not see coming because I had Auburn going deep in like the Elite Eight.
What did I try to tell you?
What?
Auburn's backcourt, trash compactors.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, they got smoked. 79-61. But Miami, I mean, aside, Iowa State has been a surprise team too. I did not expect them to beat Wisconsin.
Fundamentally sound and old. Juniors and seniors, and they don't make mistakes.
No. And that's what you could see out of that team. And I mean, they were having an up and down season all year this year. But I got Miami winning in this one. I mean, just how they played up against Auburn, that to knock down a number 2 seed, I think that was nuts. So I got Miami in this one. I actually got Miami going in the Final Four.
Whoa.
That was my upset.
Actually, little quick shout out. Our friend from BetMGM tonight, Trista Crick, played a futures Miami to win it all at 150-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great price.
Here's hoping.
Great price. If that hits, I better get a little something.
You better get a raise.
Yeah, just a little something.
Little something.
But that being said, Andrew, who do you got?
Yeah, I'm taking Miami too.
All right.
It's offense versus defense on this, right? Iowa State's defense, Miami's offense. Miami is physical, fast. I mean, they play that southern.
They're scary fast.
They play that South Miami basketball. If you haven't seen it, those dudes are up and down the court. They run quick. That's why they build really good athletes down there. Track stars, football players, basketball players, you name it, they're fast. These dudes are intense, and I like them against. I think this will be a close game. May even go into overtime. I'm thinking like a 1-point win on this thing, but Miami, I think, will come out on top in this one.
All right. I just got a couple questions that I need you guys to answer.
Okay.
Who's the biggest movie star in the world right now?
Right now?
I don't know.
You can almost say Tom Holland, but I mean, I don't know.
Biggest movie star in the world?
Like right now?
Yeah.
Tyler, you got anything? I mean, my movie buffness has really kind of worn off.
I'm literally gonna
Think about the
Google.
teams that we're talking about right now. Can you smell what I'm cooking?
My mind is all over the place
Oh,
right now.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes.
I wasn't even thinking
Yeah.
of it. Former
Jesus.
Who
Hurricane.
has one of the best TV shows on NBC right now?
Oh,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
that's his show.
Is it?
Young Rock. You've
Is it?
not watched Young Rock?
I saw the promos for it.
Fantastic.
I didn't know if it
Doesn't
was
he have a
good or
show
not.
I thought you were talking about like kind of like that Titan show.
No, that was trash.
Yeah.
What?
Sometimes he misses, but not often.
Yellowstone?
Huh?
You talking
Yellowstone?
about Yellowstone's awesome. Modern day cowboys, baby.
Never in a million years will I ever watch that. Ever.
I know you don't like Kevin Costner, man.
Kevin Costner could fall off the face of the earth and I wouldn't blink twice.
We're gonna have to explore that more one day.
Oh,
That's got to be a You're Killing Me Smalls one day, like a Kevin Costner thing.
So I am going with the popular University of Miami. I'm even wearing green for him today.
Okay. Got the green background.
I just like them. They're super athletic. They're super fast. I don't know if I was going to be able to go all two halves with them and keep up.
That's where I'm at.
So that being said, do you want to go quick to who our final four will be?
We can.
Real quick, who's your final four?
Texas Tech, UCLA, Villanova, and Miami.
Texas Tech, UCLA, Villanova, Miami.
Yes, sir.
Mine is Texas Tech, Arizona, UCLA, Kansas.
Okay. So we both have different on the right side of the bracket. We have the same on the left side.
With our second, yeah, I'm going to go Texas Tech, Arizona, UCLA, Kansas.
Yeah.
I had to think about that for a second.
My turn.
Yeah.
I'm going Arkansas in the West, Villanova in the South, Kansas in the Midwest, Purdue in the East.
Say that again. I kind of went blank.
Arkansas in the West, Villanova in the South, Kansas in the Midwest, and Purdue in the East. That's my final four.
I'm going
okay.
Purdue.
Purdue. Oh, so you got
Purdue.
You got Arkansas beating Tech.
Yep.
Oh,
I got them beating Gonzaga, yeah, and moving on and
I
beating
got them
Tech.
beating Zaga.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our second chance brackets. When we come back, it's time for the greatest segment in all of entertainment. That's right. It's time for You're Killing Me, Smalls. And if you had something that had you saying, "You're killing me, Smalls," hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what it is at Blow T Whistle 1. That's BLOWTWHISTLE1. And we'll be right back with You're Killing Me, Smalls.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
All right, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
And to come back to blow the whistle, the live stream. Here from IMS Studios in Southside Lombard.
Straight out of Lombard. I'm gonna keep saying that. This is fantastic.
I just love that Andrew's back there shaking his head.
We are such the like not even close to that demographic like at all.
I know.
We bend the other way on that needle.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hilarious, Andrew.
I know.
It's funny.
We're total suburbans.
we are straight suburbans.
I mean, the man has probably a chai tea macchiato underneath the desk or something.
It's Caribou Coffee Keurig cup with some almond milk creamer, okay?
Like I said.
With avocado in it.
With an avocado.
There's always avocado in it. There's always avocado.
Hey. Are your avocados from Mexico?
No, they're from Aldi's.
Right.
I'm on a budget.
I wanted to ask. I really don't have the passion right now because I know what you guys are coming with.
Oh, we need our buttons.
So let me do mine real quick.
Okay.
My You're Killing Me Smalls goes out to the Atlanta Falcons. Listen, the fact that you only got a 3rd-round pick, didn't get any defensive player back, and I'm not saying you screwed up the trade, but you kind of screwed up the trade. I got to give you a big old whoop.
Killing me, Smalls.
A big old.
Killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls.
Whoopsie doodles. All right.
I gave him 3 because this thing was acting up. Sorry.
Mine's a little. I'm not gonna lie. Mine's a little lackluster today.
That's okay.
So let me just get this out of the way right now. Ian Rappaport just reported that the rich might be getting even richer here soon. The Rams are trying to sign former Seattle Seahawk Bobby Wagner to a contract, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Hey, everybody talking about how that defense wasn't going to be the same because Von Miller wasn't going to be there.
This is ridiculous. This is Boulder Dash.
They're actually going to be better.
I call shenanigans on the Rams. This is ridiculous.
It's not confirmed by any sort of the means. But
It's just the fact that they're pursuing
just
him.
a myth.
Yeah.
Oh, there's way to finagle anything.
Where are they getting this money?
Drugs.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think they have a partnership with Mattress Firm.
D-O-double-G.
Stan Kroenke is like married to the woman that's like in like the CEO of Walmart or whatever. So those Walmart bucks, man, are paying big time.
All right. So who wants to go next?
I can go.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
We'll save Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew's is gonna be good. My You're Killing Me Smalls. I did this on our radio stream 2 episodes ago. I'm not doing the one from Monday. I wasn't big on it. Andrew and David know the story. This one fellow acquaintance from my old high school, I ran into him on my last day at the Home Depot. And, you know, it's just the usual, you kind of like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How's everything going? Yada, yada, yada. And he's like, so you're still working at Home Depot? I'm like, well, actually, no, it's my last day. I got a new job at 670 The Score as a producer. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. I said, yeah. He's like, how'd you get that? And I said, I got a little help from my previous instructor. I guess you could say current still instructor, even though we graduated from here at my school at IMS. And he's like, oh, cool. He's like, you have to go to school for that? And I'm just like, yeah, you got to go to school for that. And he goes, huh, interesting. And it was the way how he said interesting was just, okay, I really feel like I wish I never ever see you again. I mean, you're on my do not want to ever see again from high school list. That just put me on an edge. I mean, because what he does, it's great. It's he's going to be a pilot, or he went to school. He got a 4-year degree to be a pilot. That's great. But don't put down what other people do. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I got the whole vibe off of it. And it's like, you don't know what we do and put in behind the scenes to make a great show for you, ladies and gentlemen, as I think you guys love what we do. I mean, you guys better love what we do. But I mean, the whole aspect is just, it was, I don't want to say disrespect, but I mean, just the whole big-headedness on like, oh, you have to go to school for that? It's like, yeah, pal, you know, you kind of have to go to school for a lot of things. I mean, people go to school. I think they have a McDonald's school to flip burgers. I mean, for the love of God.
It's called Hamburger University. Yes, I can attest to that. There is a university that you can go to. It is purely management training, but yeah, it is called Hamburger University. They used to have sweatshirts, T-shirts.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's in Oak Brook, actually.
So
I'm not joking.
So if the pilot thing doesn't work out for you, buddy, there's always a job at McDonald's.
There is a job at McDonald's. I mean, they might. I don't know if they'll pay more than Spirit Airlines, but I mean,
actually,
they might.
Love that.
They might.
McDonald's pays pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie.
They pay pretty good. Matt Nagy could confirm.
Yeah.
So, Joey, for just kind of being an absolute
dill
hole. I was trying to make it clean. For just kind of knocking out of what I do for a living, sir, I give you a big old...
You're killing me, Smalls.
Imaginary button right here. All right, Andrew.
I knew I forgot something.
That's okay.
I just realized, I'm like, what's he going to hit? I'm like, oh, no.
You're all good, dude.
It's all good.
All right. So I, as many people know, I'm best friends with Urban Meyer. We click so well together. I mean, we're just the best of friends.
He's my best friend.
Oh, he's your best friend? Oh,
yes.
Well, I guess we're sharing a best friend then.
He was my best friend before he was your best friend.
Oh, excuse me. Well, we've become best acquaintances. How about that?
That'll work.
Acquaintances.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Best acquaintances.
Yeah, you could do.
So my good acquaintance, Mr. Urban Meyer, apparently went to school, but obviously didn't learn much about how to exactly learn in school. Because if you don't know, an article in The Athletic came out recently saying that Urban Meyer apparently did not know who stars such as Aaron Donald, Deebo Samuel, and Jamal Adams were, amongst others. To quote what the article had said, who's that 99 guy on the Rams there? I've heard he could be a problem for us. How do you not know who the Rams one of the best players in the defense is in the NFL? Maybe one of the best of all time. How do you not know who that guy is? Seriously. The audacity of you wanting to be an NFL coach and then being like, so who's this guy here? That's Aaron Donald. Is he an issue? Yeah. And especially since we're the Jaguars, because we are not good, he's going to be an issue for your quarterback. Oh, well, we should really do something about that. Oh, you think? Now, I understand the Deebo Samuel thing. We talked about this yesterday. You can kind of understand Deebo Samuel because he kind of came on the scene last year. But to still not know who he is, he's clearly not watching game film. He's not planning anything for this team. So what the hell were you doing as the head coach of the Jaguars? Yes, David. What was he doing?
Going to collegiate parties and groping underage girls.
Exactly. Allegedly. I'm sure him and Dan Snyder are really good friends. But I just, I can't believe.
Oh, that would have been such a. Oh.
Yeah. That would have been a complete you know what show. So Urban Meyer, for the audacity for you to not even know NFL players and to think that you're an NFL coach, I give you, sir, a big old.
Killing me, Smalls.
Yeah. Simple as that.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Listen.
Unbelievable.
Here's the thing.
Dementia affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
Egomaniacal bull.
Yes.
Affects a lot of, and that's all that Urban Meyer is. I am God. I am great. Please love me.
I don't even know what to say anymore. Why did he have a job for so long? Doesn't make any sense.
I am the king of Urban Meyer rants. I will be the first one to tell you that. If you go back to our early shows, three-fourths of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three-fourths of them were Urban Meyer and. So kudos to you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you for
absolutely.
For doing,
You can't get away with this stuff. No football. I know sometimes in college maybe you don't watch the pros, but if you're going to the pros, know who the pro players are.
Debo is one thing because he kind of started making a name himself this season. But Aaron Donald?
Even Jamal Adams, like you can't excuse that.
Yeah.
You can't excuse
Like,
not
come on,
knowing
bro.
who the top guys are. It's like, oh, does he throw to that guy? No, that's Jamal Adams. I mean, he doesn't catch a lot of
gives you
interceptions.
a huge
but
insight to like
Right.
how he was coaching the team too. Makes sense why James Robinson wasn't seeing the field. Like, are you serious?
Absolutely. Well, and he also said to players apparently that got cut, you will never make more than $15 an hour. How do you say that to a player that just got cut? Now, granted, yes, you got cut by the Jaguars. Obviously, you may have to rethink some things in your life if you're getting cut by the Jaguars. I don't know.
USFL.
But still, you should aspire to be an NFL player.
You know, maybe he was actually the one getting kicked in the head.
Canadian Football
Right.
League.
There's plenty of options. You can go to Europe now and play football. In Germany and Austria, and there's a certain part of the country right now that obviously you can't. But, you can. There's options out there. And then he apparently badgered one kid to the point where he broke down and cried into a ball. He absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, if I ever came face to face with Urban Meyer, I would make him cry.
Ditto.
I would belittle him so much that he would get into the fetus position, start sucking his thumb because I broke his mama brain.
We should try to get him on. Ooh.
Just ambush.
Should I see?
Yes.
Hey, I have that black book. Should I see if he's on it? I have.
I like it. Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't have nothing.
that's going to do it for this episode of Blow the Whistle. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Tyler.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Ty_Butterball45. You can also find me on Twitter and Facebook at Tyler Buterbaugh. You can find me on Blow the Whistle on Mondays with these two lovely gentlemen from 2 to 4 on SportsTownChicago.com. And you can kind of find me on 670 The Score every so often if they let me get some airtime behind the scenes. Which they do. They give me a good amount of parts. So
We hear you, buddy. We hear you.
670 The
He
Score.
gets shouted out every time he does
Bulls highlights.
Bulls highlights.
Chuck Swirsky. Adam Sadisky and Tyler Buterbaugh are on the 670 The Score family.
I want you to do that impression for him now.
Where can they find you? Nowhere.
There we go. All right. I got it. So you guys can find... Yeah, I had to pull up the thing. Sorry. So you guys can find me. I'm at The Fluffy Guru on Twitter. I'm also at Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. And you guys can find me here in about an hour and 30 minutes when X-Bomb Sports goes live. It's going to basically be an NFL talk with me and my boy Drew, as he texted me today, and he's like, so I guess it's going to be kind of a boring day today, huh? Yeah, not a lot happened.
They don't know anything.
No,
so.
Yeah. They don't. We had nothing to talk about. So
just tune in to stare at Drew's beautiful face. That's all you need to do.
Very true. He is a voluptuous man, that's for sure. Now I'm gonna have to use that word. So, but yeah, make sure to go find us. Yeah, find us right here on the YouTube channel. It's where you guys can check us out. So, you okay, Tyler?
I'm looking at the live show. I want to see my mic fall out. Oh, there it goes.
That's it for me.
Well, you can find me. I'm David Dykstra. You can find me on Twitter at DavidDykstra4. You can also find me on Instagram at DDykstra7795. Like Tyler said, you can find. What? Did you guys not change that yet?
No.
God bless America.
You're still Irish Dad. Irish Dad.
It's okay.
Easy.
It's all right.
I will fix it. I promise.
It's all right. Do you want to give out, hey, for our boy Brandon Januska, did he ever get back to you?
Yes, he did. So for our boy Brandon Januska, you can find him as I continue to stall to bring up his stuff along with something else. Hold on really quick, folks. There we go. All right, Brandon Januska stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out at BJanuska95. So check him out. He is at doing the 90s at 9 request show on Genuine Country 94.3 WMKR. He is also the voice of Central AM High School baseball, softball, football, and basketball on WMKR. So go check him out, guys, in the morning and listen to him for when all the sports is in. He actually did his first baseball game most recently. So congrats to you, Brandon.
Congratulations, Brandon.
Busy man, busy man.
We may not have won that golden mic, but dang it, we were finalists.
It's true.
That's right. You can also check out this kick-ass podcast every Monday called Monday Motivations with Hannah B. It's our girl, Hannah Brummer. You can also check out Hannah every day, Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, doing the drive on XLC.
102.3 XLC?
Yep.
Yes.
Anything else?
Make sure to go listen to us every Monday, 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time, when we hit sportsdownchicago.com. Also, too, make sure to catch us here on the live show every Tuesday. I know today's not Tuesday.
It's going to change to Wednesdays for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll stay in the Wednesdays for a while.
The guys from Sports Emphasis want to come in and help us out. So.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm maybe hoping that maybe they can even help us do a show. We'll see.
Yeah.
Give them some actual experience, perhaps.
Yeah, get some of these guys in here. I want Robbie up here.
Let's do it. We give him all the opportunity.
Robbie up here.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
We can make it happen.
Robbie up here.
We can make it happen. But also, too, make sure, again, X-Bomb Sports will be live in about an hour or so. So check us out. And I think that is everything.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Everybody out there, have a great rest of the week. Wake. Yep. Everybody have a great rest of the week. For me, Tyler, Andrew, and TJ snuck in back there too right now. So what's up, TJ? Have a great week. Be safe and stay positive. We'll see you next week on Blow the Whistle.